Hello and welcome back to the Ecuador Insider Podcast. Jesse, Brandon, pleased to be with you on this freezing cold Thursday afternoon. All right, everybody, you want to have a good laugh.
Burr.
You want to have a good laugh. But it's cold. It's not. It's cold.
I mean, the windy.
It's
a
cold.
little windy.
Just say it's cold.
It's not cold.
All right, it's not cold. All right, but you're
t-shirt?
ruining my joke. But
okay. Oh, that means burr. Holy cow! Do you have the scarf?
On this free. I mean, I am. Look, normally during the day. Okay, so here's the. Since I have to set this up now, since you.
No, I mean, holy cow! I can't believe how cold it is.
Normally during the day, it's currently 1:42 p.m. Thursday afternoon, July 17th. Normally during the day in Vilcabamba, if I were to wear this at 1:42 p.m., I would be like ridiculously too hot. This would be, I'd be very hot. So that's my point.
That's it?
That's it.
Oh, man.
So it's cold. Anyways.
If you wear that anytime in Vilcabamba, Ecuador, it's ridiculous, period.
Okay, well, I'll accept that.
Right.
But here's the actual temperature. I mean, you don't really have goosebumps. Here's the actual temperature right now, and there is a weather station. I found the link. It's 72.6.
Right.
And yesterday, I mean, even today, people are, look, Fernando's got a sweater on, like Fernando, ven un ratito. Oh, yeah. Your memory's full. So. All right. Well, I'll just keep going. So this is how Ecuadorians feel. This is how locals feel about the temperature right now. And I'm walking around. Gracias, Fernando. I'm walking around. I'm walking around. Yesterday and seeing people in the parkas and the winter, the winter hats, winter jackets, and that is exactly how I feel. And it is 72.7 now, currently here in Vilcabamba. So yeah, man, wow. Do you acclimate and get very soft living in this climate? Anyways, welcome back, guys. If you've made it past that start to the show, subscribe to the channel, hit the like button. Tell us where in the world are you watching from. We'd love to hear from you in the comments. And as Brandon deletes all the porn off his phone to get rid, so the memory cache is clear. We have now currently 10 beautiful souls signed up for our August 29th Vilcabamba lifestyle retreat. If a different way of life piques your interest, what do we got going on right now, Brandon? We have animals fleeing Yellowstone.
Is that right?
We have wild flash flooding happening all over the United States and other places. We have volcanoes erupting. We have earthquakes going on.
Oof.
We are basically in the movie 2012 right now. And so, if the writing's on the wall for you, and if you and your family feel like, hey, you know what? There might be a place that's a little more conducive to a relaxed lifestyle, to a balanced nervous system, to a cost of living that doesn't mean I have to work for the next 30 years just to be able to breathe for 5 minutes, etc. Come down, check out our Vilcabamba Lifestyle Retreat. We have a couple of spots left. How many? Is it 2 spots? What do we have left on that?
2 or 3, yeah.
2 or 3. We like to keep these groups small, normally between 8 and 15 people at the max. So come down, say hello, hang out with us for 9 days. You stay at a beautiful Hotel Izhcayluma here in the valley. Every day of the 9 days is very strategically planned for you to receive all of the information you could possibly want on life here in Vilcabamba, here in Ecuador, all the processes you could ever need to move here, including real estate and construction and visas and shipping containers and on and on and on. Very hands-on experience of the community, of all the different areas. There's a real estate day where you can check out properties. You see just about everywhere in this region. There's expert panels, expert Q&As, again, on just about every topic that's important to you if you're thinking about living here. And on top of that, it's just a lot of fun. There's some relaxation built in. There's some beautiful hikes and waterfalls and nature stuff as well.
Yeah. It's definitely something I wish was around when my family would have come. It would have definitely sped up our acclimation process without a doubt, right? Yeah.
And that's kind of the goal as well. It's like, you know, if you come to the retreat, you're gonna have a great time no matter what, like for real. You're probably gonna make some lifelong friends. That's happened on just about every retreat that we've hosted so far. A lot of the retreat WhatsApp groups, that some of them from 2, 3, 4, 5 years ago, like are still very active in a very, you know, people really bond on these retreats. Probably gonna make some great friends, but
don't take our word for it. Click the link below. Check out the reviews. Check out the reviews on WeTravel. See what everyone else has to say about the retreat, and come check us out. And you won't be disappointed.
There was somewhere I was going with that, which I completely forgot mid-sentence. So we're gonna leave it there.
It's a good save.
Have you come across? You saved it, and I could have let it go and not pointed out that I forgot. Oh. But I'm that transparent, man. Have you come across some of this stuff that's going on, like the Yellowstone stuff, and like?
Dude, yeah, like New York, Yellowstone, all kinds of floods everywhere, man.
No, I mean it.
What? Tell me more about the Yellowstone one.
I mean, I'm seeing all these different videos of people.
Geysers?
No, of people reporting visually large.
Wildebeest?
Yeah, basically herds of animals. So first, apparently, I'll probably screw this up. First, it was the grizzly bears. Like they left in packs. They're solitary animals. They're like left in packs. Then it was.
Are you sure it's not AI, bro?
I don't know. Then it was.
What do you think?
I don't know. I think it's real. I think it's real, but I don't really care or pay attention.
Well, you should.
But
care.
but it's enough of them that I assumed it was real. But
okay.
Then there's the bison as well. The bison, and then
what are they doing?
They're leaving.
Where are they going?
I think they were going to Colorado.
Where did the bears go?
I don't know. I don't know.
They've jumped Yellowstone.
Grandma's house, I think. I don't know where the bears go.
Going to find Boo Boo. Hey, Boo Boo.
And then there was other animals. Yeah, it was interesting.
So wait, like that's it? Like we don't know. The bears are running in packs. You don't know why.
You don't
know where they're going. Like what the heck? It's like a tease. Why would you even do that?
Animals know stuff.
I know, but like I thought you know stuff. Like
no, I don't know a lot of stuff.
You do know all kinds of stuff. You tell me about it all the time.
But but the stuff I know is intuitive. I don't pay too much attention. Actually.
Oh man, I want to know where the bears went.
You gotta look it up. You gotta ask ChatGPT.
Hallucination free, please. So animals are leaving in packs from Yellowstone. People are videoing and posting the videos of this. Is like, hey, and have you read any of the comments?
No.
Okay.
No, I'm fairly unresearched in this particular matter.
I'm slightly intrigued.
Yeah, you'll probably look into it now, and then you'll tell me all about it, which is great.
Yeah, but I might tell you the hallucination.
You might tell me
just to see
the ChatGPT version of it.
Right. Yeah, that's wild though, man. Yeah.
No, that's why. And again, like, I don't know, man. I'm seeing these videos also of like the flash flooding that's going on everywhere. It's like all over the place, including places that doesn't happen. And look, is some of this weather manipulation and cloud seeding and all that shit? Absolutely, 100%, absolutely. But I'm seeing some weird videos, man, where some of it looks like the water's coming up from under the ground and in various different places.
Saturation.
Do I know that that's accurate or true? No. I have no idea, but that's what it looks like.
Yeah, I mean that's actually happened to me when I lived in Rockford.
Yeah,
where the city didn't dredge the drainage ditches, and there was this big, huge flood. I mean, it was flooded, like top of your car windows. Cars were moving. You know, it was crazy.
Wow. Where was this?
This was in Rockford. This is out of
Illinois.
10, 15
Rockford,
Illinois. Yeah. But I remember going out of the back of my house and like going like the terrain went down to this parking lot where there was this big, Logley grocery store. Mm-hmm. And I remember seeing this old woman like hanging on to a pole, like a street light or something in the middle, and the water is just flowing and you couldn't even see. So it's crazy what happened because I went out and I got her and brought her back. I was a lifeguard. I was comfortable in that situation. But I brought her back through the current. And then after the path, and it was like a day later, everything finally receded. Like the path we went, it was like the one place I could walk that I didn't, because the water was so high and murky, because it was all dirty, I couldn't even see that this was the underpass. There was like an underpass. So like if you're standing on the median, like you're on ground, but if you go like 10 feet to the right and you lose your footing, like boom, you're getting sucked under the underpass. I had no idea. But anyway, the reason I even
So you almost died, basically.
No, I didn't almost die. But it was a dangerous situation. The reason I bring it up is because water came up through the sewers, through the ground. It like overset because it had nowhere else to go. It like came back into the soil, into the sewers, backed up into people's houses.
No shit.
Backed up through concrete. Like it literally came through concrete. It was so, it was a wild thing. Anyway, so that does.
And that was from what?
They didn't drain the ditches, and then there was a flash flood, and and
when was that?
This was, I don't know, 10, 15 years ago. But they just had, my parents sent me videos from Belvedere, Illinois.
No, it's like it's happening in New York and the Midwest and the West and
Texas,
like all over. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's an emotional. Man, the Girl Scouts or whatever it was.
Oh,
holy
dude.
cow, man!
Oh, and there's all kind of conspiracy theories about that are interesting.
Oh, I haven't read any of those.
Yeah, like the camp. First of all, it happened previously.
What did?
The same thing in the same camp.
No.
Yes, in like the 80s. I literally watched, they were showing a news clip.
No.
It was the same thing. It was like a bus of kids. There was a flash flood from that same camp in that same place, the same river, the same like place it met. There was a flash flood and like kids died and there was some miracles that happened and some kids didn't die and it was like the same event. And I watched like a news report from the news it was 80s or 90s.
That's a trip, huh?
Yeah.
Wow.
But then I was seeing this conspiracy stuff in terms of like whose kids attend this camp, and it seems to be like that was interesting. So I don't know.
Okay. Wow.
But who knows?
Yeah,
and then they're very much publicizing right now. They like whatever that means, but like they're very much.
They are.
Right. It's me and you, I think.
Yeah, duh.
I mean,
gotcha.
We're the men behind the curtain. Right. We're assholes in that case. Yeah, right. No, what we're talking about, the flash floods.
They're reporting it.
Yeah, they're
blatantly.
I don't remember. There was something. Yeah, I forget.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I remember. They're very much publicizing cloud seeding right now.
Yeah.
Like they're making it like they're interviewing cloud seeding CEOs. They're putting it all out there.
Geoengineering.
They're like right. And they're like, I don't know if it's an attempt at normalization.
Sure.
Or if it's just to confuse. I don't know what the agenda is exactly, but it's very interesting timing that is being put out very publicly at the same time that the U.S. is flooding and having all these, anomalous weather events. Not only in the U.S., I mean all over the world, really.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, there was snow in the Cajas.
Yeah.
In Ecuador.
And in Argentina.
Argentina snowed, yeah.
And it's cold here in Vilcabamba.
72.4, burr.
It's currently 72.5. No, it's interesting, man. I think, you may not share these views at all, but I viewed, 2020 to 2025 as this very much sort of choice point time we were in, where people had to choose their timeline, choose their frequency, choose where they wanted to be at as human beings, as we move past that time. And then now we're that's ending, and now we're going into, it's okay, those choices have been made. Good job, whatever choices you made, whatever processing you've done, whatever childhood trauma you've been able to release, whatever. Perpetually, right? To go back to that, but and then we move into where it's okay, now something new is being created, and we're starting to push towards that time. And when we were having all the fires here, which who knows if that'll happen again this year, we'll see. But when we're having all the fires, and then we had a crazy rainy season this year, where we had floods, not in this area, but we had floods. Well, even in Loja, they had flooding one day,
Cuenca.
but they've had floods around the country in different places.
The fires too weren't just here.
No, the fires are all over Latin America.
Yeah,
I mean, all over Latin America. Yeah, and all over Canada and U.S. and everywhere. Yeah,
Canada, right? Yeah.
So it's like for me, I always take the like esoteric view on things, and it looks to me like a lot of this stuff is like a cleansing / wake up call kind of things that are going on all over.
Here's your sign.
Here's your sign, exactly. Yeah. Like, I don't know where Noah's at with his ark, but kind of all over.
It's not that flood.
Right, it's not that flood, no, at all. All over the world, but it's interesting, man. It's interesting, and I feel like, I just feel like for any people out there that are like, know in their heart and soul who they are and what they want to be doing and should be doing and where they want to be, and those kinds of things, but like have dallied for whatever reason or have put it off or made excuses, or it's like, it's a good time. It's a good time. Yeah,
right. Yeah. The faith, you made the choices. Like that should restore your faith, which should give you hope in your path forward and the path forward for humanity. Like, be part of it. Live it, Come check it out here. You might like it. Most of you probably won't, but you might. And you don't know until you try.
Most of you probably won't. Most of you might.
Hey now.
You know what I mean?
Right,
though, like, because if they're watching, I mean, look, you're out of your mind already if you're watching
You're skipping your horse therapy.
And you kind of have to be out of your mind a little bit to live here.
Yeah.
AKA, like, you have to be fairly removed from the matrix.
Yeah. A little less attached. Few less attachments.
Yeah.
A little less distracted. A little more heart-centered. A little more community-minded.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I don't
all
know.
That stuff. What's your you've been here 4 years now? 4 plus?
Yeah.
Something like that.
4 plus. Yeah.
So what's your biggest advice for people, man?
Don't come.
End of story. Great.
I like it the way it is.
That'll be $99.99.
No, man, it's like don't force it, right? It's there's a fine line between being motivated and force, right? Being motivated to like have faith to take the step, but without forcing it. Yeah, I don't know, like, so if you're motivated, if you're feeling inspired, if your intuition and your faith is bringing you to a place, to a choice point, to a decision, to a head, like, take the step. Like, don't force it. Like, if you're having all these doubts, then work through it.
Yeah. Decide
if they're programming or if it's really signs from God that it's not your time, because it could be that. But if you work through that, it's a choice, and at the end of the day, even if it's a sign from God that says, hey man, you shouldn't go now, but you come and you try it and you see and you make the choice to take the step, you can always make the choice to take the step back, to take another step forward or take a step sideways. And that's kind of I think that's the most freeing part for me and my family since we've been here now, is that I don't have to have an answer for how long are you going to be in Ecuador? How are you going to stay there? How long are you going to be there? What are you going to do when this happens? What are you going to do when your kids are in college? What are you going to do in this? What are you going to do? Like, I put down that weight now. Like, I don't need to carry that expectation or that weight of everyone else's words or thoughts or doubts anymore. I put it down, and I'm comfortable not having an answer for myself on how long I'm going to be here. I don't know how long I'm going to be on this planet. I don't know how long I'm going to be healthy on this planet. I don't know how long I'm going to be in Ecuador. I don't know how long the chapter is going to be, and I'm okay with that, man. Like, so if you're okay with maybe the chapter is 17 novel, 17 book best-selling series, or maybe it's 3 pages, in a coloring book with 3 words a page. Who cares? Like, at the end of the day, it's my story, it's my family's story, and I don't need to tell anybody when it's going to end, or when this chapter is going to end, or when the page is going to turn. And that's been freeing. Like, because in the beginning, I felt like I had to have an answer. I felt like I had to give them a thought-through answer on how I'm going to be there and what happens.
Like justify almost.
Right. And that's what I was doing. It wasn't for me.
Right.
It was for them. And that's why I put down the weight, man. Put down the weight. Put down the weight. Hey, brother.
I forget the next line.
I don't remember the next line either.
I
think that's wrong anyway. I don't think he says put down the weight twice anyway.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah. Something about calling your mother or something.
Yeah.
So here's interesting. So this is according to Financian.
Okay. I don't know who that is.
I think it's let's see. I think this is a financial. It's got 1.56 million subscribers on YouTube.
It's a YouTube channel.
And it is based on, it's a financial YouTube channel.
Financian.
Financial. It's called Financian.
Financian, like chin?
C-I-A-N.
Oh.
Financian.
It's like
Financian.
Jay Leno's in their logo.
Or if we
Financian.
if we were saying in Spanish, Financian.
Financian.
Financian. Okay.
Financian.
Financian.
Yeah.
So according to Financian,
Yeah.
.com, according to linguistic research, Spanish is considered the happiest language in the world.
Ooh.
Not because of how it sounds, but because it contains the highest concentration of positive and emotionally uplifting words.
Ooh, I just
From
got a chill.
everyday expressions like alegría, which is joy, or amor, love, or felicidad, happiness, to the warm and melodic tone of the language itself, Spanish tends to frame ideas and emotions in a more optimistic light. This might explain why conversations in Spanish often feel passionate, warm, and full of life, reflecting not just the language, but the cultures that speak it. Like,
interesting. So
yeah.
how is that on a Financian?
I have
Financian
no idea
website? And
whatsoever.
yeah. Huh. Interesting. Okay.
It popped up in my YouTube feed as not a video. You know how they have those things that are just something written with a photo? So
well, whatever the reason, I'm agree.
I'm agree as well. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I thought that was interesting because it's like, it's a, your mind likes this kind of crap. It's like a concrete science-based indication of what we experience and know.
Right.
Living here.
Yeah.
Of
It's
just
a microcosm.
Yeah. Happy, healthy, kind,
awesome,
loving, communal people that care and have their priorities in order and
right on, man. No, I like
kind
it.
of stuff. And it's true.
Bueno, Financion.
This is not a Spanish-based channel. I was just joking, of course, about that. I mean, yes, you knew that. It was.
Thank you for explaining.
You're welcome. They're talking about, they've got like marketing stuff and how to build a brand and, blah, blah, blah.
Cool.
But, no, I was thinking about that and, there's a lot of things that when I'm speaking, there's just not a good way to say them in English.
Yeah.
And I want to there's certain things I want to just jump into Spanish just to say what I really mean. And those things are mostly emotional stuff.
Right.
Spanish has this the way of expressing all the feelings and the vibe and the way, this sort of little innuendos that mean little kind of communal type emotional stuff that in English we're much more, it's almost like English is how I imagine Germans to live their life.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, totally. Yeah, I had a little bit of a proud dad moment the other day with, because we came here with the kids and Bella was 10, Quinn was 5.
Yeah.
So Quinn's going on, he'll finish this year and he'll be here as long or longer than he has in the States now, so he's at that tipping point for time in U.S. culture, time here,
Right.
which is interesting. But we had, we had ideas and expectations that that Tiff and I created for, like, mostly hopes, like hoping they would immerse, hopefully they would enjoy it, hopefully they would see, what we wanted them to see or what we hoped they would find in, just doing life differently and being outside in nature and living,
Yep.
Similarly to how we did when we were younger in
Yep.
some ways, but then,
Yep.
taking it up a level with just, year-round, eternal spring, outside, being kids, family values, traditional family values, a culture, caring culture, all that stuff. So we were hoping, like, hey, they were going to adapt to it well,
Yeah.
immerse and enjoy it. And for the most part, I think they have. But the proud dad moment was when Bella was explaining something to me,
Mm-hmm.
and in English, because my Spanish is just too good to talk Spanish all the time.
Obviously.
So we were speaking in English, and this was like an in-depth conversation, and she was explaining something, and then in the middle of speaking English, she started speaking Spanish, and I'm like, huh? And she's like, and then she was like, pause, and she's like,
there's no way to say it.
I can't.
Yeah.
I can't say it. Like, I don't know how to say it in English.
Yeah.
I'm like, you don't know the words, and she's like, no, there aren't any.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah.
It's
hard to express certain sentiments.
And she couldn't. But she's like, but it kind of means like this, Dad. And like she tried to explain it, but she's like, there's no direct translation. But it was like, oh, that's all, like the fact that she's like getting some of that, and where it's becoming so intuitive for her, like. It makes me feel a little proud, man.
Yeah. No, those ancillary benefits, like for your kids, raising them in a different culture, are pretty cool.
Right. Plus, depending on the ages, not only do they get those ancillary benefits, but they have the direct comparison. If they have any connection back in the States, not only from their previous memories and experiences, but then any context that they maintain, family, friends their age that they have from there, then they have that comparison on what is life like there, like here, what do I like, some things I like better there, some, like they have that comparison point so that they're like not just getting one or the other, they have a blend and then they're still getting some, and I don't know, I think that's important, for people to experience, because again, for me, even as an adult, like I'd never been to South America. I had like everything I knew was from Hollywood. Really,
right.
Like literally everything.
Me too.
Was Hollywood. And I thought all of Latin America was the same country, pretty much.
Mexico,
Colombia, Panama, Ecuador, they're all the same.
It's all Mexico.
It's all Mexico, and they were all exactly in the same spot, like all touching together, and like they were just like states. That was like in my mind, and they were all the same, and all the same culture, and they were all dirt floor, tin roofs, and and cartels, like in drugs and kingpins and.
Dictators and bananas.
Yeah. So
tacos.
Right. Tacos. Right. How disappointing was it when I came back?
Where's the tacos?
There's no real tacos and burritos. Like, what the hell? Right, but this is the same.
I'm going back.
This is the same thing with adults, right? You don't, unless you go and experience, unless you take the step, and you say, hey, let me experience it for myself. Let me see. Let me take it in. How do you know? Otherwise, you're just being told by freaking Hollywood. That's really what's happening.
And it's as BS as exists.
Right, yeah, how about
like the images that were in my head, I've said this multiple times on the pod, but like when my first experience in Latin America in my life, was like probably 2006 or something. I'm married to a Venezuelan woman who I met in New York, and we go to visit her hometown in Venezuela.
Yeah.
And this is Hugo Chavez Venezuela. This is post the prosperity. Things have starting to get bad.
Is this post 9/11?
Yeah.
It is.
5 years or something after 9/11.
Okay.
But Hugo Chavez took power, I believe, in Venezuela in '98. Venezuela was one of the richest countries on earth in the '70s. If you ask Latinos, a lot of them have a little bit of inbred, that's right, ingrained ingrained. They're not inbred in Latin America. They have a little bit of ingrained.
You got a purty mouth.
Oh, this has gone left. They have a bit of ingrained resentment towards Venezuelans because, this is not according to me at all. This is a phenomenon I've noticed. People will say, oh, they think they're like hot, like they think they're better than us because of that prosperity. So it was like it was such a wealthy country. They were so advanced in so many ways, and the economy was so dynamic and so on and so forth. So it went from that to Hugo Chavez's Venezuela, which at one point under Maduro, but the same governance, the same style of governance and political ideology and philosophy. They're eating out of trash cans, like in 2020, 21, whenever that was. And a flood of people came to this country. And back in the day when I was in New York, Venezuelans, the upper classes and upper middle classes who saw the writing on the wall were coming to the States in the late 90s to early to mid 2000s because of what Chavez was doing in the country, where he's expropriating businesses and, doing the full-on like Cuba style governance. Anyways, where was I going with this? Venezuela in the 70s. What were we talking about?
I'm not sure what you were going for, but I did notice, I didn't realize that, I always just assumed that Latin American immigration was to the States.
Oh, I remember, yeah.
But I just recently was reading about all the percentages that are actually with intent going to Mexico. Like way larger numbers than I expected.
Of Latinos.
Of Latinos immigrating to Mexico as the destination, not to the States, not to Canada. Like way bigger numbers than I had even contemplated.
Interesting.
I just thought it would be like marginal, but they were like significant.
And they go to Spain a lot, and as well. Latinos go a lot to Spain.
Yeah, Miriam just got her.
And
her
she's out. She
lived
there before.
Yeah,
at one point,
I think
right?
some of her kids were born there.
Yeah.
Or something.
No, Jose and Alicia lived in Spain for a number of years.
Yeah. Brian and his family lived in Spain for a while.
Yeah, it's very common
there.
here.
Yeah.
But anyway, so I remember what I was going to say. So in 2006, I traveled to Venezuela. It was my first time in Latin America, and I get off the plane expecting Mexico.
Right.
I think that like my New York definition of Mexicans, that basically is whatever little experience I have in New York plus Hollywood, and I'm expecting like tacos and like 5'3", people with like whatever, right? And my ignorance, obviously, tremendous ignorance. And anyways, I use that as an illustration, and it's to say the following, which is just it's very interesting to me just how wrong the perceptions we have are of other countries coming from the U.S. or wherever, but in my case, the U.S., and just how nasty and inaccurate Hollywood's depictions are of other countries. And what it does, and I think this is part of the reason, like, you hear that phrase like asshole American or whatever. I think it partly ties into this. It's like we've been told in the U.S. we are just got it better than everywhere else. Our whole life, we've just told like
the American dream.
We've got it better than everywhere else. All these other people, like you said, it's tin roofs and it's just total BS.
Right.
It's just like full, like from A to Z, top to bottom. Not true. There's every color and race and class and economic status and level of everything on every inch of this globe or this earth and
this flattened globe
and Latin America is very much there's been rises and falls economically of all these countries, and there's lineages of prosperity throughout, and there's there's a culture that goes back forever. And there's just such a variety in Latin America of people and cultures and dialects even, and the ways that people think and the way that the culture and society functions and operates in all different ways in all different places. And it just has nothing to do with the preconceived notions that we have coming from the U.S.
Yeah, I mean, you can look, we've got so much evidence of that. Not only here, there's two things. One thing is not only here do you see that, you see it everywhere, like advanced, successful cultures, from the Mayans to ancient Rome to Tartaria. Like, you see some of these structures that were built, and then thousands of years ago, perhaps hundreds of years ago at the very least, and then you can go to Africa today and it's a straw hut, truly dirt floor in some parts for large swatches of populations.
Is it? I mean, I don't know.
Yeah. No, I've got friends that have done. They went to World Cup and they showed me some. But you could find tin roof dirt floor in Ecuador too. Like, I'm just saying.
You can also find in the U.S. by the way.
And you can find tent cities in New York City and Chicago.
Well, and you can find that sort of living in the South almost commonly.
Yeah. But my point is though, doesn't matter. The geography is irrelevant. The timing is irrelevant. I think there's been, to your point, there's been phases or, time periods of prosperity and lack of prosperity throughout this place that we call home, wherever that is, whatever time that is and wherever geography that is. Mm-hmm. That's not, the fact that Hollywood and the media is intentionally painting something in a way, like to create a narrative that's very powerful for people, while at the same time, almost to the same extent, vice versa, propping the U.S. up and the image of it and what it is, whether it's Instagram Life or Facebook, like making people believe they need to show this Pleasantville version of themselves online, because that's what everyone does. Like, they've got people tricked into believing that I need to mow my grass with the lines, and like it's got to be I got to win Garden of the Week, and my yard and I have to have no weeds in my cracks, and I have to smile like this, and my family has to be perfect, and I have the white picket fence, and the 2.5 kids, and the 1.5 dogs, and like. But that's the American way. But we got it so much better. There's land of opportunity, and there are a lot of cases there are, and you can hear immigrant stories.
Truth to that for sure.
That there's truth to that they feel like they've had opportunities, and when you take that to the next level, you find out that a lot of those opportunities are just socialism in disguise.
Yeah.
They're handouts, and they're like, yeah, you got an opportunity, and then you did something with it, but you got a gift, you got a handout first, right? You got a grant because you're a different color skin. You got something because you look different, or say you're from somewhere different that someone that doesn't look like you didn't get. And that gave, you still had to put the work in, you still had to do stuff, but a lot of that stuff happens, right? There's such a misallocation of capital.
What are you referring to with that?
Well, just on affirmative action and
that kind of stuff.
Grants and, things like that. Small business loans, and all that kind of stuff. Like, people don't realize that was actually a whole phase of that where that was empowered.
Yeah.
The point, though, that I want to make is that in the States, we have the whole media machine, Hollywood, telling you how awesome America is, how you're silly to leave, how it's the greatest place. In many ways, it is. And at the same time, like, villainizing, demonizing, terrorizing everywhere else.
Right.
I don't know. It's just
totally. When
you think about it that way, it's like, holy cow, man, why?
Yeah, it's a hardcore propaganda, and I think it really is I think the point of it, it's like the U.S. is the place they've tried to perfect the Matrix.
Yeah.
And it goes back to like what you were talking about, where, you got to have the bright lines in the grass, and you got to have, but it's also like you got to have the right sneakers, and you got to have the right car, and you got to have the right everything. And it's what a lot And look, I'm not hating on any of that. Some of that's fun. Like some of the material life is fun, and there's nothing wrong with some of that.
Things. I like nice
I
things
do too.
Yeah.
And so it's not a like, oh, shun that stuff either. But the point I'm making is like it's like a lot of what we seem to always refer to as the Matrix, which you could refer to in all kinds of different ways, but
I like the Matrix.
What we refer to as the Matrix, a lot of it is just trying to get you to not be alive.
Yeah.
To just not be alive.
Yeah.
And it's like
just be a battery.
Right, right. Yeah, exactly.
That's really it. Man.
Exactly. And I think like one of the things that we're always pointing to is like if you want to live here successfully, you got to be alive.
Yeah.
And that's kind of
Well, right. Even the analogy even goes further. If you're here and not alive, your battery's going to drain quick, and you're out.
Right. That's right. Right, like back to go plug your
Yep,
go plug back in.
You need to be recharged.
It's a great metaphor,
dude.
Yeah.
Man, we're not bad.
Hey. Fernando still got a sweater on. I'm just saying. I'm not the only. Can I say the word? I'm not going to say it.
You can. Whoa! Not that word.
Oh.
That's a.
Damn it.
Dang, that's a P word.
You told me I could say it. What did you think I was going to say?
I don't know.
It wasn't that?
Not the P word.
You the P.
You said the P word. Wow.
I literally I ran it by you.
Wow, holy cow.
What did you say?
No.
Succotash?
Suffering
succottage.
Yeah, Sylvester the cat.
Yeah.
The pussy cat.
You know, you reminded me. Were you into Tintin?
Tintin? Why do I sound
familiar? The comic books, they're from like the 50s.
No, I don't think so. Is that the
Captain
dog?
Haddock? Yeah, Snowy. Yeah. Snowy was the dog.
Yeah.
Captain,
I know of them. I wasn't into them.
It was good. Okay. Captain Haddock used to say like things like that. Blue blistering barnacles or something.
By golly, holy buckets. Golly gee Whittaker, jeepers. Jeepers. I think people still say some of that stuff. Like I know like when I go fishing up in boundary waters between Minnesota and Canada, they say jeepers, eh? You know? Like that's still common vernacular.
I think that for me, the Canadian accent.
Oh, I love it.
Which is also the like Minnesota, like northern. And there's differences, of course, but I think for me, I enjoy the humor, like of how it sounds to me of that accent more than any other.
That's a good one, man. Yeah, that's one of my favorites.
It's a good one.
Well. I like. Yeah, there's several good ones, but that's one. That's definitely on my top of my list.
Yeah,
near the top of my list.
And it's just like everything. It's so fitting with the personalities. You know what I mean?
Totally.
Yeah.
Like there's this whole like I got put onto these songs. So I used to go to this a different fishing place. I've told you where it's a buddy of mine. His family has this cabin on an island in Superior. That's Indian reservation.
That's Michigan Superior?
Yeah, in an Indian reservation, and or Wisconsin. It might be.
Okay.
Might be Wisconsin. I don't remember now.
Yeah.
It's been a few years, but they're like been grandfathered in to the reservation. There's like no other, Americans, gringos that have properties there. They can't build anything else. They can fix the one they have, and that's it. But the fishing contest is there, and you got to take a boat from land to get there, and you boat your stuff. And why was I telling you this story?
Accents and fitting personalities.
So this is like a whole community of people that live on these islands in the lake.
Yeah. That
don't have vehicles. They have boats with motors, and they boat around, and they boat to shore, and they meet the pizza guy, and they boat. There's a delivery guy that's on a boat, that boats to stuff and bring. It's just this whole different culture. And they turned me on. There's this whole like rap kind of whatever this kind of culture, how you would describe it, fusion group that like sings about fishing, like types of lure, dude. It's hilarious. It's so funny. Like it's awesome. But
about lure, raps about
like
lure.
Types of like styles of fishing and different types of bait and but it's like got that whole like. It's great.
Gangster rap.
It's great stuff, man. Culture, and they say culture in America is dead. No way, man. No way.
Yeah, that stuff's super funny.
What is this? Did you see, you know, we were talking about how, last week, well, you were saying how you see, you know, you've talked about how when you got here, how you felt about the safety of moving to Ecuador and how things have changed over your last 10, 12 years.
Yep.
And how you've kind of seen a change again where, you know, you're seeing like I don't know, you can characterize it, but you see like, hey, like some of the things Noboa is talking about, things they're doing with, you know, with the laws, with the judges, with the criminal sentences, with the cartels, that kind of stuff. Seems like we're at a good, you know, fairly good trajectory.
Yeah.
And then, comparing to what Bukele had done in El Salvador and continues to do, and there's always pushback on you know, the humanity side of it. You know, for me, at least on that perspective, the humanity is how many people didn't lose their lives because these guys are in jail. I don't care how humane, you know, or inhumane it was, like life saved. But in that Bukele vein, or in that like, oh, interesting that this is a talking point. I saw this from Noboa. Let's see. Citizens need to know that the government is truly protecting them from sexual abusers.
I saw this.
This is on his he tweeted this out.
Yeah.
So he said, blah, 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 blah. I just lost the spot. He sent documents to the assembly leadership.
Yeah.
Because he's proposing chemical castration.
I know, I saw that.
Chemical castration for violent sex offenders.
I am very much all for that.
Yeah, so I didn't know. Like, I just looked into it because I wasn't familiar. There's like 25, 30, maybe more countries that do that already.
Is
France.
That right?
France does it. South Korea, Russia. Like, a bunch of countries do chemical castration for sex offenders.
Awesome.
Great, do it, right? I mean, I'm kind of, do it.
I mean, it seems honestly like a just punishment.
Yeah.
You know, like if you're going to use that part of your body to violate someone else, losing that part of your body makes a lot of sense to me.
Yeah.
I don't know. Call me whatever.
Call me whatever. Yeah, inhumane.
Right.
Right. There was something else I just saw in this.
Which,
too.
okay, it is inhumane, but like, so was what they did.
Right.
So I don't know,
an eye
like,
for an eye? Is that
yeah, right. Which I'm
know?
not for that. We all should heal and forgive, but like, I don't know if you're gonna. You know, I don't know.
Yeah, and then this was the, you know, we've talked about this as well with the whole, you know, U.S. connection to Ecuador.
Yeah.
Which I didn't, you know, realize until that podcast, and I saw how strategically important it is for many things to be allies with the U.S. And then seeing Noboa at Trump's inauguration, front row, you know, like then you're like, okay, this is like a real thing. There's real reasons why this, you know, this makes sense. And then you have, you know, and that's on the 3D level, right? Then you have the whole symbolism behind, you know, what's the national bird of the United States, Jesse?
American eagle, baby.
American eagle. What's the bird here in Ecuador?
The condor, my friend.
The condor, right? The condor. So then you have that whole spiritual connection between the eagle in the U.S. and the condor of Ecuador, and the, you know, eagle condor prophecy, man. It's 100%. pretty interesting, like when you think about stuff like that. And then, so I don't know. So like, there's like some deeper things connecting the, you know, the cultures and maybe, you know, conduits for why people are feeling called from particularly the United States to Ecuador. I don't know.
You're gonna get esoteric on us here.
Well, it's interesting, man. Well, it's interesting. It's interesting to me.
I don't know what your friends back home would think about you talking like this.
I mean, the cool thing. I mean, I love the United States, and most, you know, I do too.
I love the United States.
Right.
Which, by the way, I think the U.S. culture is fantastic.
Yeah. Yes.
Truly.
Yeah, most of it.
Well,
Like
no, of
anyway.
course not everything,
Yeah,
but just the whole ethos of hard work and honesty and self-responsibility and blah, 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 blah. Like, that's
100%.
fantastic.
Yeah. So, that people think that we live here, that we hate the United States. Like, no,
No,
not
in
at
any
all.
way.
I get that all the time. Like, no, dude, you got me wrong. Like, I don't
way.
think that. I don't believe that.
No.
There are things.
I like literally love the U.S.
Yeah. So I thought this was interesting. I read this, that Noboa submitted additional maybe 6 or 7 questions to a referendum.
Mm-hmm. Oh, are we having another referendum? Nice.
Apparently, yeah. Asking voters to allow the return of a U.S. military base.
Yeah.
That's interesting, right? Because
It's
where
interesting.
was it? It was Manta?
Manta.
It was Manta.
Yeah.
Right. So it's interesting to me because...
It's going to be very controversial.
Very controversial, right? But where is one of the epicenters of criminal
yeah.
international criminal, activity and cartels?
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know, man. Right?
It's
one of those.
It's a tough subject.
Yeah.
Ultimately, I'd probably be for it, and that would be.
Whew.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Right. And it's hard to. I wouldn't have been previously, like at all.
Yeah.
Because the whole U.S. empire and the CIA running drugs and the DAA running drugs and just the whole what's that
Tom Cruise.
No. Yeah, it's just Scientology and no. What's that?
He was in that CIA drug movie.
Oh, okay. No, what was that?
Minority Report.
No, stop, bro. What was the?
Mission Impossible. Vanilla Sky.
No. What was that book?
Jerry Maguire.
Book. What was that book about? How they
Dissolving Illusions.
Dude, stop.
I don't know. You keep asking. Stop asking questions.
Let me
then.
say what I'm gonna say.
You're asking questions.
I'm asking, but I haven't asked the question yet.
You said, what was that book?
What was that book? Is the first part of the question.
The Bible.
No. What was that book about? How the U.S. through the IMF and other military, how they remove. How they control countries, right? They remove. It's a very famous book. They remove presidents and they install their own guys and all of that.
It's not Project Gladio.
No.
A famous book?
Gosh, yes, very famous. Anyways.
Good.
Anyways, the point is, I don't like any of that.
Yeah.
So I don't want the U.S. necessarily expanding its reach in those ways because a lot of nasty things are done and a lot of nasty people are in charge of powerful organizations in the U.S. and that whole agenda and blah 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 blah. That being said, ultimately, with the current U.S. administration and where I view just the world overall in terms of I think that time is kind of over, and I think we've got this sort of beautiful time that's coming into to Earth. For there to be some Bukele style, Trump style, clamp down in terms of the drug trade and all that, and some of that, I'd probably be ultimately in favor of that.
Yeah, I mean, where does it go though?
Right.
Do they just, because you have to think practically about the actual problem, right? It's not just the manufacture or the production or the shipping of, it's, the end, where are they sending it to? And are they just going to say, okay, we're just not going to send it and they're going to kill that industry? They're going to...
Yeah, or even if they take it over, it'd be better.
Might be better.
Way better. It would be way better.
Right.
I mean, that's what they did. And I'm not in favor of any of this, of course, but that's what they did in the U.S. They took organized crime in all its different aspects and said, no, this is ours. You can't have that business. It's our business.
Yeah.
And so, they put the Italian mafia largely out of business, not entirely, but largely.
Most of all mafias, really.
All mafias, exactly.
The mafias now have morphed into cartels.
And so, but that's where I was going next. They're in the process now, because it was, right. So that's kind of that's the government doesn't like competition, So
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's, we'll see.
These are controversial.
It is quite controversial.
And I don't even know, like, maybe it's best that there isn't a basin. Maybe it's best that, that Ecuador handles its own affairs more, very, in that way. That may be also the best. It's just, I don't want the Chinese influence.
Yeah, well, we already have some of it.
Right, but if there's going to be influence, which there's going to be, I'd prefer...
Let's bring the ing to the yang.
Let's bring the yin to the yang, exactly.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. I'm agree. Because, that's definitely a thing. So and I'm not sure there's a way to, this day and age with the state of where we are and where they are, Ecuador is a country and where we are globally, that or earthly, that there's a way to do that or separate yourself from that without like going back to the dark ages in a sense, to separate yourself. You truly, like, I don't know how practical that is for a country this size to do that.
It's getting a little warm.
It is. Burr.
Hold on. So the sun, thank God, the sun has come out. Let's see where we're at here. Look, we're up now.
To what?
To 74.5.
Dang, 2 degrees.
It's much better.
It is nice.
It's much better.
It is nice. Well, it's also the wind.
Has died down.
Died.
Yes. Yeah. So I wanted to say something about the eagle and the condor. Oh yeah. So that's interesting, right? So I love that. I love that point. But what I was joking with you about is if your friend, I wasn't about that. It was with your friends could hear you making the esoteric relation between the eagle and the condor and people coming here as a result. But right. So, but the eagle and the condor is sort of, it's this idea basically that the head and the heart will meet. Right. The condor being the heart, the eagle being the head, and that's sort of like what people like you and I have discovered here, right? Is like, at least for me, it's been very like, oh, I gotta like get out of this and into this in order for this to work, type of thing. And so, whereas what does the U.S. and cultures like it have that is a strength and they're really good at? Efficiency and business and running things and the head, like the planning and engineering and right. Again, not that it's not an either or, but just in terms of strengths. So that's really interesting. And then there's something else I want to say on that. So here's interesting too, right? So when I have my whole like spiritual awakening and my head lifted up out of the metaphoric sand.
So if you were a bird, you were the ostrich.
I was the ostrich. Yes, I was definitely the ostrich. And as I shook and I started, getting healthy and learning about what's really going on in the world and recalibrating around different beliefs and so on and so forth, and decided I'm leaving New York and I'm going to Ecuador. One of the things I discovered when I first got here, and this was when Correa was president, one of the things I discovered when I first got here, they use, and I assume they still do, although I haven't paid attention in recent years, but certainly in the Correa administration and after that, certainly through Moreno and I believe through Lasso and probably still, they use sacred geometry as their logos for like every government institution here.
Kidding.
It's wild, wild, yeah.
No, that's cool stuff, man. There's some interesting thing with Fibonacci sequences and Flower of Life and 369 and Tesla,
all that stuff.
Interesting things. And it's not, it's really cool because it's not only theory, but then you can just walk out into nature and see it. I mean, right here, bro, like this. I don't know if you can see this, guys.
That's nature.
This is an actual photo from a flower here in Ecuador that represents the flower of life in the repeating way. Yeah, so it's there. You can just go see it. Oh, it's pretty cool, man.
It's very cool. No, the magic here in the nature is amazing. The water in particular, I'm very captivated by.
Water is good.
It has even when it's cold, like I usually will go and dunk in the river just for the reset.
Yeah, you get a reset. There's a physical difference. Like your skin feels different.
Oh yeah.
It's not just there's an energetic piece, I believe.
Yeah.
Because I think particularly because the water is so mineralized.
Yeah.
So it's more conductive, right? So it's more conductive to electricity and energy. Like that's what it is, electrons, right? It's that's what grounding is. That's why you physically feel different when you actually barefoot in the dirt, in the mud, hug a tree. Like hug a tree, there's actual science to that, where those electrons, those excess electrons are doing things in your body, like electrically, frequency, electricity, vibration, all of that is related. So the water, I think a lot of it has to do with, because there are, rare earth minerals, ancestral minerals, volcanic minerals, colloidal minerals that are in a lot of this water that's unpolluted, untouched, glacier runoff, pristine, cycled through the Amazon rainforest, the Podocarpus National Park, the first rains coming out, getting those new ancient minerals, colloidal minerals, and you're jumping in a river, being able to drink it in many cases out of the freaking river in spots. Like, dude, there's no doubt in my mind that there's actual physical, scientific reasons, in addition to some of the other ones we've talked about, on why you feel differently. Why? Because they're chemical, physical, electrical changes happening.
Yeah, well, it's as above, so below again. So yeah, if you can see, if it feels one way on one level, you can also prove it out.
Yeah.
Physically or through science or whatever on another level.
And it tastes good.
The water, it's delicious.
Right.
Like unbelievably delicious. Like you actually are like, when you drink water.
It's so weird. It's kind of weird.
I had that growing up. My mom's house in southern Vermont was on a well, in a mountain. I mean, it tasted so good. It tasted so good.
Yeah, so I didn't really have well water much.
Yeah.
Growing up in the city. We had a little bit occasionally when we would go like camping sometimes.
Yeah.
And it was just weird to me. It was always the weird water.
It's like different. No, I mean, that's how it is. I mean, I've met people in New York, some of the best pizza on earth, and way better than Chicago.
I don't believe.
I mean,
I no agree.
I mean, like light years ahead of Chicago. Like Chicago shouldn't even be like it's.
Did you drip it all over yourself when you rolled it up and folded the paper?
You don't roll it up. So.
Goombas.
So anyways,
God, you should be ashamed of yourself to call that pizza.
Yeah, I mean
pizza.
When you get a chance to taste some, and it will happen in your lifetime, some of the best pizza in New York, you will be like, I'm sorry.
I doubt it.
I apologize.
I doubt it.
I don't know why I ever. Anyways.
Why is your favorite pizza Jack's?
Well, that's actually what I was gonna say. So New York was some of the best pizza, on earth. I've known people there that like grew up on like Domino's or like Little Caesars and think and love it, and like I've taken them to get like one of the best slices in New York.
They don't like it.
And they don't like it.
Yeah. No, there's something to that, man. There's something to, I had that same experience in single malt whiskeys.
Yeah.
Right. We were going to this spirit school, and me and a couple buddies would go all the time before I moved here. And you'd try, they call it spirit school, which is interesting.
Yes.
Right.
I don't know if I do that.
Yeah. And you'd learn about the manufacturing process and, how they grow the agave or the whatever, the mash, whatever they're using for the whiskey or the mezcals or the tequilas.
Okay.
And you learn about the family and the small batches, and you learn about, probably the most interesting part of that for me was learning about how all the big boys do it and how they cheat. Like Patron is like the big, if you name tequila, like Jose Cuervo and Patron, like everybody knows those.
Yeah.
Like worldwide knows Patron tequila. And they actually chemically age the tequila plant, the agave, to increase their harvest, to yields. Like they don't let it age normally. They chemically age it. Like,
gross.
Yeah, it's wild, right? So you learn about all these different things, or like Johnny Walker, like even the top end Johnny Walkers, they still add caramel coloring and mouthfeel texture additives so that it looks and feels the same on your tongue. Has nothing to do with the way it tastes or how it was made. It was just literally because, so when your eyes see it, it looks the same as every other one. And then when it hits your tongue, it feels physically the same. Like, that's wild to me. Like, I didn't even know that was a thing, right?
And they don't even have to put any of that in the ingredients or anything.
I think they do, but they find ways. Some of it they don't put in, some of it they call other things. They found ways to like call things, certain things that are generic, as long as they fit under this and they're under this amounts of blah, blah, blah. But the point I was saying is with the just the taste, if you take away the marketing, people are going to taste what they like, or they're going to be conditioned to like something else. Like if you have, this is your option because of whether, geography or finance, that you can't, you're buying Domino's or Little Caesars because you got a $5 pepperoni pizza and the Lou Malnati's is $25.
Right.
Like, okay, you're not eating the Lou Malnati's, even though it might be better. So if you eat the Little Caesars for a decade, or whatever, growing up, like, yeah, you have a different, you have a different acquired taste. And I realized that in the spirit school, because I was able to try $800, $2,000 bottles of single malt whiskey I just didn't like.
Yeah.
I didn't like. They were too peaty or too,
whatever. It's not all about price.
It was,
Definitely.
yeah, there was, but it was interesting that, like, the perception is most people like, oh, the price is quality and taste and blah, blah. This must be the best. There's reasons it was more expensive. A lot of it was marketing.
Sure.
Like even some of the Japanese whiskeys, like Kaio had a whiskey where they had a certain price point, but part of their sales pitch was they put it in this, it left in the barrels in this ship. They aged it in these 200. It takes 200 years for this tree to grow off the rocky hillside in Japan, and they put it in they cut it down and they make a barrel out of it for whiskey.
Yeah.
And they can only make this many barrels per tree of this relative to the pine that they use in the U.S. Then they put it on a ship, aging in this barrel, and then they send it on a trip around the world, like to get all the different atmospheric barometric changes and blah, 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 and see, and salt and evaporation and the angels, blah, and that. That's their marketing. And then they charge you like, all right, it's $250, or whatever, right?
Yeah.
But it doesn't taste any better. Or maybe it does.
I think the most expensive, or maybe or one of the most expensive coffees in the world, there's some animal that eats it and shits it out.
Yeah, yeah.
And then they harvest the shit out,
the caca,
coffee beans, and process them from there, and that's the
café de caca.
That's right. That's the top stuff. It's a good one.
Yeah. I mean, that's a good brand.
There's a lot of ways in this world to make money.
Yeah, you want to try that one?
No.
No, we can find the donkeys. Feed it to the donkeys. Or the mules. The mules.
Only a mule, huh?
Only a mule.
It's very special because it's a mule.
It's a mule. Right.
And they can't have babies.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, think about it.
That makes it scarce.
Very rare.
Oh.
It cannot reproduce.
I mean, I love how we were talking recently about cacao.
Yeah.
And, and I'm like, I said to you, I'm like, well, the birthplace of cacao is just like an hour and a quarter south of here.
Yeah.
And you're like, I know. And you're like, I wonder how they came up with that. And like, we both started thinking about it. And we're like, how does anybody actually know that?
Right.
Like,
No, Ecuador claimed it.
Right.
No, there are some, like, how much you rely on the authority of, like, carbon dating or certain aging dating techniques in the scientific world. There are some of those that can at least lead you to a narrative that maybe there's a chance that this was one of the earliest places because of the artifacts or the evidence that exists that they found, that they've uncovered. But right, do you really know? No. No.
But it's good marketing.
It's great. Well, it's actually terrible marketing because nobody knows. Nobody knows.
It could be good marketing.
It could be.
It has the potential. If there was a marketing genius to take that story
and market it.
We should we should go and get some cacao from Palanda
Yeah.
and make some chocolate and send it to Europe for $1,000 a bar.
I think people do. I think there's like an Amazon chocolate that's like it's like some Amazon rainforest brand chocolate bar. It's like $500 a bar, and it's like a tiny little thing. And
And you could probably buy that. You could probably get that cacao here for free.
right, exactly, right. Isn't that something? Right. You could go find it yourself.
Can I have some? Sure.
I got so much. You don't want any more? You want some mangoes too? How about some bananas?
Oh gosh.
Oh man.
All right, we done?
Yeah. I don't know. You done?
I could be. I've got some work to do.
Do you?
It's getting a little late. It's warm now, so I feel
You
good.
feel like you're ready to do something productive?
Well, I'm always doing productive things, but it's now
It depends on who's.
who's the judging.
I mean, whatever, man.
I'm my own judge, man.
You gotta. Right. That's what I said, man. You gotta either. Who cares if you're cringe?
If I
I mean.
listen, you gotta be authentic, bro.
Right. Rather be. I'd rather be.
Military bases for everyone.
Right.
Chemical castration. Chemical castration. And military bases for everyone.
And if you ever get out, you're living in that tin roof. Like what? Welcome to Ecuador, guys.
Humans. We're humans.
We are humans.
You know?
I mean, some of us.
You gotta be human.
Yeah, you gotta try. It's a thing.
Yeah.
It's kind of fun.
It can be. It can be everything. It's a little of everything.
Is it?
It is. Can be. Usually is. I think basically we're just here to experience everything.
Yeah. How awesome is that?
Depends on your perspective.
How awesome is that?
Awesome, baby.
It is.
Yeah. It's awesome.
It is.
Yeah.
Because it gives you hope. If you tell yourself it's awesome, this is a double-edged sword, because I could also, some of the greatest advice I ever got is that if I tell you I'm going to treat you like a piece of shit, even if I'm a little bit nice to you, then you're more than happy because I've exceeded expectations.
And you've really executed that playbook. Huh?
Oh, wow, that was weird.
Why was that weird?
I don't know. It made me feel sad.
Oh, I'm very sorry, but that was a good line. I couldn't
That
pass up.
that one made you feel good.
Well, no, I mean.
Wow. I'm surprised.
If you're
by
gonna
that.
tee something up
I'm surprised
that
by
well
that.
and put the bat in my hand,
I'm surprised
with
by
the
that.
ball teed up in
Yeah.
front of me, I gotta take the swing. I mean, it's just.
Your Honor, he put the gun in my hand. He made me pull the trigger.
No,
It's not my gun or my bullet.
No one made me, but if the joke is there,
Wow.
yeah. Did I hurt your
That
feelings?
makes me sad. I lost my train of thought, though.
Sorry. What were we talking about? I don't even remember what I said now.
I don't either.
Something I remember with T-ball.
T-ball. No, it wasn't that.
We need to get wiffle ball going here.
Yeah.
I mean, you have to be able to see.
No wiffle ball para mí.
What was the arm?
It's fucking wiffle ball. It's hitting it off a tee. Bing. Bing. No?
No.
Did you watch the home run derby?
No.
I did.
Was Pete in it?
No.
Soto wasn't even an all-star.
So this is kind of wild to me, man. I'm plugged in to the Matrix on these fronts, and I have the MLB TV package here in Ecuador.
I know. I watch it on your account.
Right,
Thank you very much.
Okay. The All-Star game was not available on MLB TV.
Why is
The
that?
package where you get every game from every team, MLB Network, all the stuff.
Yeah.
They had an exclusive agreement with ESPN. So not only that, it was only broadcast in the United States and Mexico on ESPN and ESPN Deportes. So they went as far as I couldn't even use my US VPN. ESPN blocked it. Like I literally signed up for freaking Disney Plus to get ESPN in the US to use my VPN to watch the freaking
You really wanted to watch
home run derby with my son. I did.
You could have just. I could have sent you a bootleg website.
No, I wanted a reason to like watch Disney for a month.
All right.
See what they got. So anyway, so I do this, and then the VPN, they have it blocked, so you can't even access the using a VPN from the US access ESPN. So I'm like, son of a bitch. So then they didn't think enough ahead that like who's going to actually stream this shit on ESPN Discourse? So I got it from Mexico. So I was able to change my VPN to Mexico, then access my Disney Plus account, and I was able to watch the home run derby on Desportes in Spanish, the whole thing, Spanish interviewers, Spanish everything. And at first, Quinn's like, he's like, what the, is that how he talks? I don't even, like, there was like a baseball player getting interviewed, and he's like, he sounds like that? And I'm like, yeah, this is actually in Spanish. This is a Spanish interviewer interviewing him in Spanish. Because, I mean, you look around baseball, I mean, I don't know what the percentage is. It's got to be a huge percentage of Latin players now. Like, it's got to be a huge majority.
A majority?
It might be, man.
It could be. It definitely could be.
But he was just surprised at, like the tone of some of their voices, because he never heard them. It's not like when we're watching the games you hear them talk, number one, or when they're interviewing things on MLB, they're never showing the Spanish guys interviewed. They're showing like a translator, or they're not showing it at all. So he was just like taken back. He's like, oh, he sounds like that, But so we watched the whole home run derby in Spanish. It was entertaining, man. They changed it up, the rules. It was good.
Oh, they did?
Yeah.
The announcers in Spanish are much more entertaining.
Oh, it's great.
Yeah.
They're like the soccer announcers.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
It's so good.
All right, I'm done.
Okay.
It's been real.
Well, hey guys. How you doing? If you made it this far, thank you. We appreciate you. We may or may not love you. Probably some of you we love.
You gotta love everybody.
I mean, I don't though.
I want to. You have to.
It's not that I don't, like, I just don't know everybody. So how do I know?
It's a falta de conocer. Okay.
Sí. No?
All right. Yeah, that's fair. I think that's fair.
Okay. Well, thank you. Subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed. Give us a thumbs up. Put some comments. Did we ask for comments? Put some comments.
I made it was lame, because it's 2 weeks in a row. I said, tell us where you're watching from. So what should they say that's better?
I don't know.
Less lame.
We had a good one from, did I save it? Let me see really quick here. Do I have it? Yeah, Bob from Canada. What's up, Bob? When you guys coming? I thought you've been coming for like a couple years now. You guys gonna ever come or what? You popped in once. We said what's up. We hung out.
Oh, they did come.
Bob came without the family. Come on back, Bob. Come on. So Bob said, because we were talking about Barefoot Gardener, all that jazz.
Yeah.
He says, Banana Hammock Gardener, likely
I saw that. That was
1 million
good.
followers,
good,
right?
Yeah.
And then he said, should try doing the pod with both of you sitting in a hammock with bananas in the background. Call it the Banana Hammock Chronicles.
That's good.
I like it, Bob.
That's good. That's good.
I think I might do an ode to you in the thumbnail comments, or the thumbnail title this week. Banana Hammock Chronicles. So yeah, if you got something more creative than the Banana Hammock Chronicles, put it in the comments. I don't think you can beat Bob. Don't think so. It's not possible.
But try.
There is no try.
Oh, no.
There is only do.
Do. Okay.
All right, guys. Check out the retreat. The link's below. We got a couple spots left. You still got time. So you can make it happen. If you feel the calling, take the step.
Do it.
Come visit us. If you don't like us, you can always go back home. It's all good. If you don't like this place, it's probably not for you anyway. That's okay, but you'll have a great time. You'll have a fun experience. You'll meet some cool people, meet an awesome culture, have a great adventure, and you'll go home exhausted, semi-rested, probably exhausted. All right, guys. We hope to see you down here one day.
Until then.
We'll see you next time.
Hey guys, thanks so much for tuning in. Taking this quick break to remind you, we run Vilcabamba lifestyle retreats. If you're interested in checking out this area, hanging out with us, getting all the information you could possibly want, and having a great time, check out the links below. Thanks so much. Back to the program.
Going this way.
I was literally expecting like a wave of.
Yeah.
Thank
No,
God that
it's
didn't
because I
happen.
sense. I have intuition.
Yeah, it's definitely what it is. Jesus. You make me turn over the table, bro.
Please. You couldn't lift it with those arms.
Lift anything. Even your gigantic pound cake
It's an apple cake.
breakfast.
It's an apple cake.
This is the healthy part of the breakfast?
This is the way to start a day.
Jesus. I don't know how you keep your like mood and your body functioning.
Why? I'm the one that taught you that, retard.
What?
The mood and body function.
Huh?
Mood and body function depending on what you eat in the morning.
Yeah. No, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
I like, dude, if I ate that, I can eat that at night and it's okay.
Mm-hmm.
If I ate that right now, like, you wouldn't see me for 2 or 3 hours.
Yeah, I know. I got to do a podcast, and I have to hear you talk for 2 hours. What am I supposed to do?
Oh, it's to sleep? That's the point?
Soothe me. Okay, hold on.
All right.
He's still talking.
All right, you know what I'm going to do then on this one, bro?
Talking. What?
I'm just going to be quiet and let you talk.
No, I don't want to talk.
Sure.
I want to sleep. Listen, we have a routine.
You don't want to sleep yet. You haven't eaten the pound
I know,
cake.
but it helps me get in the mood.
We should move this.
Yep, we should.
Fernandinho.
Fernandinho or Fernando?
I don't know. What was that? I was trying to say that Brazilian soccer player. ¿Cómo se llama ese futbolista de Brasil?
Ronaldinho.
No, el otro.
Ronaldinho. Vinicius Junior.
Ronaldinho.
Neymar es otro.
Oh, Neymar. Pero fue otro que tuvo un nombre parecido, no
How about
sé.
Fernandito?
Ronaldinho era el más conocido de Brasil, el más popular.
¿Cuál?
Ronaldinho.
Ronaldinho. Claro, que está jubilado.
Ya.
Sí. Está gordo ya ahora, ven. Como Brandon.
It feels good.
When I met you, bro.
Feels good to be fluffy.
when I met you, you were popping amino acids and lifting tanks and telling me about. Oh, you were also intermittent fasting.
Yeah.
You're eating 1 meal a day.
Yeah.
It takes some discipline. I'm not gonna lie.
That's where freedom lives.
I semi.
On the other side of discipline.
No, it's true. It's true. I semi-intermittent fast every day. I mean, I don't eat breakfast. I don't eat before the afternoon.
Yeah. I have.
But I eat a lot at night.
I'll get
Usually.
back into the swing here, and like probably next week. I think I'm feeling. It's starting to feel like
Good.
it's there. It's time to return.
Swing? It's time to get in the swing.
Yeah.
Sex swing.
The San Pedro swing. Or
Yeah,
no?
the non-existent.
Or which one? What's the other one then? The one Fernando went to.
What is it called?
Cumpleaños.
Something mágico. I forget what it's called.
I don't either.
¿Cómo se llama ahí esa cosa?
¿Cuál? El columpio mágico.
Columpio.
Columpio.
Columpio mágico.
Columpio.
Columpio. Claro, columpio mágico.
Yeah, we'll do that.
It's expensive.
We both go. It's $5 total.
Is it?
$2.50 per. It's $5 a swing.
Per swing, I see.
So we fit 2 people on there.
And you get to swing once.
Yeah, I mean you're under the weight limit, so the 2 of us could swing together. Flaquito.
You know, I don't weigh that little. I mean, I'm
You're
not.
140 pounds. With all your clothes after you jumped in the river.
So, yeah. Ay, Dios mío. All right. Well, at least I'm not pushing 280, bro.
280. Good one.
What were you up to?
That's a weird one.
What were you up to in that photo you showed me?
Oh, that was like 260.
Linebacker weight. Yeah.
It was big.
I actually weighed myself a couple days ago. I was actually a little less than I expected.
Oh.
I think I was like 154 or something like that.
It's not less than I expected. What? Wrong? Why are you laughing? Like, I'm not even making a joke.
All right. Good.
It is. Well,
Yeah.
You probably have less than 5% body fat.
I don't know anything about that. I don't know about that, my friend.
I'll get back. I bet you.
You want to hear your horoscope,
I
Brandon?
bet you in 3 months. If I go 3 months, I'll have a material change, and in 6 months, it'll be pretty significant.
Of course.
Notable. You think? Why? Of course.
Bro, last time you hit it hard, you made very rapid change, progress, whatever you want to call it.
I'm not gonna hit it like that though.
Yeah.
I don't want them. I need to be more pliable.
All right, listen, this is your horoscope today, Brandon.
It's mine.
Yeah.
How do you know?
That's what it says.
Don't you need like my birth
No,
time?
no, it's just all Capricorns.
Oh.
So it's not going to be, it's not like,
It's not mine. It's
not
just
perfect or anything.
Gotcha.
You're making decisions for your heart.
Okay.
You may have been making the logic-based or even the survival-based decisions as you forge your way through difficult life events, sacrificing your inner peace in order to make it happen. In this moment, it's vital to take the time to nurse your inner wounds back to health instead of letting them linger.
Yeah.
You were brave for getting through what you had to, but it's time to be gentle with yourself. Treat your wounds with compassion.
I mean, isn't that always the message for all this stuff?
Yeah.
I mean, does it matter what month it is? Isn't that kind of like the
it's
underlying?
good. Right.
Let go of all your attachments,
Yeah.
heal your inner child and your traumas, and life will be amazing. Like that's the bottom line to all that.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, yeah.
Let's see.
Right?
Yeah?
Which there's a lot of truth.
No,
to it.
it's whether
I'm
it's
mocking.
not. No, yeah, of course, but it's not that. It's whether or not the theme resonates, particularly with events that have, like, with the timeline. So it's like, are you right now in some sort of making decisions for your heart theme that you've experienced? Is this accurate? Have you been making logic-based or survival-based decisions to push through difficult life events?
So
has that sacrificed anything in your life? It's just like the themes.
So if it is or isn't, if the answer is yes or no to that, then what?
Well, nothing. Then absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing.
Either way?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. This is a silly thing. It's like a, what is it? Dailyhoroscope.com. They send them to my email, and and they're like under a paragraph.
Yeah.
Sometimes I look at them.
Okay.
And more often than not, they hit for me in terms of like whatever the theme, a theme that I'm going through.
Well, I'm just a reflection of you. So did that hit for me?
Well, I don't know.
Come on, that was funny.
I think we beat that joke up.
It doesn't matter. The jokes, we beat the same themes. Like that's it. Like that's how people get it.
Yeah.
Is we got to keep telling the truth as we see it. So, what would you think? I'm just curious, in your opinion, what would you say to that?
Well, you don't generally share your deepest, darkest inner trials, so I don't necessarily know.
I don't share my deepest, darkest,
your deeper, darkest
trials.
Yeah, like whatever you're working with and processing. Sometimes I just kind of know because I know you, but more often than not, that's stuff that you do in private. So
you think I'm processing a deepest, darkest
No, I
thing?
don't. I'm saying
Oh.
that. I'm saying that like I don't know your inner world enough to be able to say whether any of this
That's right, because you're just a reflection.
fits for you or not.
So you
That's my
can't see
point.
it. Okay.
Yes.
But if you had to guess, what would you say?
If I had to guess, well, I don't know. I mean, yeah. See, I don't know what you're. I mean,
This is so good.
no, I don't know if you've been pushing through something that you've needed to push through here recently. So I don't have a way to know that.
Okay. So there's no other reason you shared that today other than it just...
I mean, I didn't know what it was gonna say.
No.
So why would I have?
How do I know?
Yeah.
So do you read those every day?
No, I read them when
Almost.
I see them and I feel like clicking on it.
Okay. So it's not you're not like disciplined every day.
No, it's not something I care about. I like it. I like it sort of as a novelty to see if it. I sometimes like to read them at the end of the day, to see
Yeah.
if like did this
That's
happen?
something I would do.
Did this happen today or not?
That's like the method I would...
Or I'll look at like yesterday's and I'll
Yeah.
be like, let me see what, here. Let me look at yesterday's for me. Yeah, see, like yesterday for me, doesn't resonate at all. But there's been times in my life where it hits it so accurately, it's like uncanny.
Right.
I don't know.
Like a broken clock? Uncanny? Or...
It's a broken clock, uncanny?
Well, it's right twice a day, even as a broken clock.
No, I mean like every day, like day after day. Like, wow. Like, it's like hitting the theme, hitting the theme, hitting the theme, hitting the theme. But I also think like all those things, they're so tied to our evolution. So it's like, I don't know, the way I experience it is like some teacher will appeal to me based on like where I'm at in my process at that time.
Yeah.
And they'll like have all my answers and all the codes and all the stuff I need for a while. And then I'll like continue to evolve. And more often than not, they'll still be teaching the same kind of stuff that's no longer interesting to me and no longer like gets me excited or resonates with me in the same way. And then I'll find like the new code sharers at that level that I'm at.
Yeah.
That then,
That's the grass is always greener.
Think so?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Yeah. I mean, I think there's a lot of it there, sure.
Why?
Because then you're always seeking. You're never present. You're never just content with you in the moment for who you are and what you are right now. You're always like, what's the next level? What's the next level? I'm bored. Bored is a you problem, right? Like we are what we repeatedly do.
Yeah.
So, if we're constantly healing childhood traumas, then that's not an accident, that's a habit,
Yeah. No, I think there's some truth to that. You can healing, consciousness expansion, mental expansion, self-improvement, all those things can become a hobby almost, or like an addiction, or like
totally
something, whatever the right word is.
And
but
that's
yeah.
kind of what,
true.
a few episodes ago we talked about, Willem, I think it is Willem Dafoe, by the way. Willem. Fancy the glass of water?
A bottle of water.
But the concept he shared with, striving for perfection and trying to fail, like trying to do something poorly, not necessarily fail, but trying, taking the weight off of being perfect, trying to do something and, consistent, I'm a personal believer in, what's the word? It is like iterative improvements, micro improvements, compound, adding a pound every day, just stuff like that to where, you can really grow and make yourself anti-fragile, develop anti-fragility, develop inner strength, physical strength,
Yeah.
robustness,
Yeah.
Resolve. But there's a, I think that's what you were capturing is there's a fine line between that and then just perpetually striving for perfection, because ultimately, if you don't say like I'm good enough,
Right.
then
It's a trap.
Then
It can be a trap.
Then it can be a trap, right? And then that becomes a habit where, I'm not I'm not enough. I'm not where I want to be. I need to heal a trauma. Then you start, you could start manufacturing psychological traumas just to overcome them so you can feel that achievement,
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, there's traps in everything. There's almost nothing that doesn't have its set of traps.
I mean, there's traps in everything?
Yeah.
Like what?
Any pursuit, like any like it, and it's to your point. It's really to the point you're making in many ways, or it's least related. Because ultimately, just to sort of parrot your point, ultimately, the actual sort of key solution, like deal, is in the moment, authentic living at all times, right? Presence in the moment,
Yeah.
presence, authenticity. That's actually the key to everything, really. Letting your song sing, just being you, fully you, right? Without all the rest of it, just fully you all the time, present, blah, blah, blah. That's really, but, so we get down these like rabbit holes of what's stopping us from doing that, which I think is where all these, is where all the self-improvement and self-help and spiritual paths and enlightened masters that teach and blah, 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 blah. That's what that's all about. But yeah, it's all pointing to this very like simple thing of just like be present, be yourself.
Yeah,
And just like,
which is the beauty of it.
well, right.
Because everybody could do it.
So there are traps in that, but that doesn't, just like there's traps in anything, but like just like you can, yeah. But there's also value. So it's like, it's like that's the threading of the needle. That's always.
Yeah.
That's always
the art
yeah,
piece. Yeah. I mean, that's a big piece, right? It's not only your own expectations, but maybe primarily putting down the weight of everyone else's expectations. Stop carrying.
That's huge, yeah.
Don't carry the weight of other people's words, right?
Yeah.
Put them down. Like you can put them down.
Yeah.
You can put them down, right? Put them down, man. Stop carrying. Like that's a burden on you. It's a self-imposed burden. Like you're giving them power.
Yeah.
We're doing that. We do that, man. Like that's the mental disease. That's the, I don't know, man.
Yeah.
And that's kind of where the more we've done podcasts and the more I've embodied that, I would say, I don't care about the cringe anymore. I'd rather be cringe in anybody who's watching's mind, or yours, or Fernando's, or my wife's, than caged in my own. Like, that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Doesn't Nako have a song about that? Put down the weight. Put down the weight. Dear brother.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's called Dear Brother. I like that song. I like the acoustic version of that song. It's really
that's all I
good.
listen
Yeah.
to is the acoustic one.
Yeah.
He's got a couple good acoustic albums. You know who else
Yeah.
has an awesome acoustic album? Need to Breathe.
Oh, I came across them recently, actually.
Have you?
Oh, because you sent it to me.
Oh.
Yeah. That's right.
You don't say.
Well, I do.
I do.
Yes, I have 3 songs liked by them
Nice.
on my
On their acoustics?
Spotify.
Is there acoustic versions? Their acoustic,
I don't
their
know.
live acoustic album that they did a couple years ago is awesome. Because not only are the acoustics great, the vocals are impeccable for live. show.
Yeah.
Like phenomenal.
The live acoustic.
Live acoustic.
Okay. No, and I like, I like how like 90+% of the music you listen to is just like upbeat, positive, inspirational, happy. It's all just like be happy music.
I don't know, I listen to I go through phases with a lot of, Zach Bryan. That's,
Yeah.
I mean, he's
I like
not,
that. I like that stuff.
But he's not.
Not at all.
That's
no,
not, that's
no.
the opposite.
That's more
about-
my kind of like, yeah.
Like everybody's got problems and I got problems and so do you and let's get over them. I mean, but there's still like a positive, it's like, there's still a positive spin on almost all the songs. It's just about like living, and like
Yeah.
not pretending.
Yeah, I have such a like sorrowful, melancholy streak. I love that kind of music.
Yeah,
like
that's
I
good.
love music that's just like, sad and soulful and
Yeah.
full of pain and heartbreak and like I love all that.
There's some good ones. I can't listen to that all the time. But I can't listen to anything all the time.
Yeah,
Like I have
me
to
neither.
cycle through.
Yeah.
Like I'll have a playlist of acoustic. I have a playlist called Acoustic that is a mix of everything you just talked about. So it's got upbeat acoustic, it's got Zach Bryan, it's got the soulful, downtrodden,
Yeah.
it's got, it's got acoustic stuff from like the 40s, like old country, Hank Williams.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like some of that.
Yeah.
I like a lot of country. I like every. I really like the music. You make fun of me for with the when I came across like medicine music and like that sort of.
Dude, I've loved
that sort
Naco.
of,
That's medicine music.
Yeah, definitely. That sort of like, newer genre of just sort of new earth vibe. New earth type music. Just that. Man, I love that stuff. Like,
I just read perhaps the most comforting thing I've ever read.
okay.
You ready for it?
Yeah.
When God put a calling on your life, He already factored in your stupidity.
Yeah. That's great.
Right?
That's fantastic.
I never read that before.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so good.
Yeah, I mean, I think something that you sort of intrinsically understand that I think is really important is just, it's all like everything is shaped by our beliefs. And so it's just like, that it's just so important what set of belief programs that we're running on, like how much, and that's why like all that stuff exists. That can be a trap also, but in general is like really helpful for people in terms of, examining what is the psychological programs, what are the mental emotional programs, what are the belief systems that are running, because that just dictates everything. Like it just dictates absolutely everything. But there are simple solutions for all that stuff as well. But sometimes too, like it's really easy, I think, a lot of times when people like have found, like are kind of in a pretty healed place on a lot of that stuff. It's like easy to be like, well, it's just simple, like just f***ing do this, like,
Well, I think it is simple. The answers really are simple, I think.
Yeah.
I think executing them is not simple. Like
How would you
actually,
describe that?
Like just what I said, living in the present,
Right.
being well, that's the secret, right? That's how easy it is. It's really that. Be present, be yourself, don't be caged by other people's thoughts. Don't, put down the weight of what everyone else's expectations.
Yeah.
Be you, own it, love it, live it, from a caring, heart-centered place. Like,
Yeah,
okay.
which is what everyone wants.
How hard, right? But to
It's
execute
super
that,
hard, yeah,
right? The
it's
execute
super
piece
hard.
is the piece. That's,
See, and that's because the execute part is the difficult part, which I of course agree. That's why I spend so much time learning from others. Because for me, I'm just speaking of course for myself, when I go through, for example, my morning routine, which involves a lot of practices that help me to be in my body, to be present, to be clear, to not be just caught in some sort of loop or some sort of like energetic, you know, space I don't want to be in.
Right.
And then part of that routine a lot of times is that while I'm stretching, like I have a whole bunch of things I do, but like one of them is about 45 minutes of stretching. I'll listen to something, and I'm in a by that time I've already done a bunch of stuff. I'm super clear, I'm super present, I feel great.
Is the listening part, do you listen to something that has a certain resonance, or?
Well, that's what I was gonna say, yeah. So
or a topic, like a.
Well, I mean, it depends on where I'm at in my life, but like often I'll listen to like a podcast or a presentation by someone that for me, and the point for me is that when I'm open to it and I have the time and space, both physically but also like in my body and in my mind to like listen, man, I mean, the things I learn, you know, during that 45 minutes or an hour and the way they impact me allows me to then carry that more into my everyday life, like into the world, into the moments when your body or your habits or your mind is trying to pull you out of that, you know,
right.
And something happens and, you know, whatever, right? So it's like, yeah, I came across this guy in the last couple months. A lot of people probably know him, but this guy, David Ghiam, Ghiym, who I am very impressed with.
And what does he do? He's a spiritual guru?
Yes, absolutely. He's got a really interesting story, actually. He when he was like a little kid, his uncle like took him to this thing to study the Kabbalah, and which I don't know too much about, but and then he started studying the Kabbalah, and then he ended up for like a decade or a very long time just teaching as charity. Teaching these high spiritual principles and how to manifest and, you know, all this kind of stuff. And he was very successful at that, but he did it all free. And then at some point he realized, like, you know, no, I'm not only meant to just give this all away, like I'm also supposed to create and do some cool things. And so he started applying what he knew to like business and his life and that. And he's done, he has, you know, he's generated hundreds of millions and done all.
Is he the real life Gary Chee?
Yeah, basically. Yeah. Right. Basically. But he has a beautiful way of expressing and understanding some very high spiritual principles that he learned through the Kabbalah.
So that's what you listened to this morning?
No, I listened to him. I listened to him semi-regularly, but I listened to a podcast he did with this guy, Alex Ikonn, Ikonn. When did I listen to this? This was probably yesterday. Yeah, yesterday.
Interesting. Yeah, that's the thing, man. Like when we're in a space, not only like how you described, clear, you know, deep, you know, unattached, whatever the word, you know, in a good vibe.
Yeah.
And don't have distractions. That's the key, man. When we're undistracted, you know.
Yeah, that's a tough one.
That's a tough one, right?
Yeah.
To get 30, 45 minutes of interrupted time in today's world. I mean, in Ecuador, it's a little easier here for us, but still, we're fathers and we've got relationships and businesses and, you know, and clients and, you know, like friends and teammates and, you know, all the stuff. So it's just like none of that, just because we live in Ecuador, that stuff doesn't all of a sudden magically not take time, right? It still takes time. I think if you are disciplined, or at least for me, like when if I'm disciplined in my daily routine enough to where I think the vessel here is more conducive for getting into those zones if you're afforded them, you know, like getting into those 30, 45 minute uninterrupted zones than I would have been previously in the States. Like I think that it's more conducive here, but you still have to have the discipline and the piece to get there, to get yourself that opportunity to do it. But then that's where the learning, dude, that's all, like You saw, I've got bookshelves and bookshelves. I've got storage unit in the States. Pretty much the only reason we still have it is because I don't want to get rid of any of the books.
Yeah.
Right? Like I was like a knowledge whore for a long time. You know, where I just seek, read, and I still love to read, and I still read a lot. But I'm like at a different place where now, where I don't need to, you know, just completely devote every ounce of available time in that space to learn from from that avenue.
Yeah.
Like I'm still learning. It's just it's like a different avenue now.
Yeah,
right?
well, there's different phases. There's different seasons, you know.
Yeah,
like,
there's different seasons. You're right. Yeah, like I had a little space for that over the last week. Or like 2 weeks ago or so, Nathan sent me this podcast interview of this guy, Paul Stobbs. Have you heard of him?
No.
I mentioned this to you, the concept, but it was, you know, the theory that Jesus is the king of Tartaria. Mm-hmm. Dude, it's really compelling.
Yeah.
It's really interesting and compelling. But it's one of those things where, like, if you just have it on in the background while you're doing something else, like you take nothing from it, or you may take something. Like these are like any of this stuff. Like
yeah, totally, exactly.
There are things that you can get. You know, if it's the right frequency or the right message, you're going to get subconsciously. You're going to take that in. But again, that's subconscious. So then you have to now access your subconscious to really learn from it, to really bring it to the conscious, right? That's an act. That's a something you have to actively do, just because it's, you know, it absorbs there. But like if you're present, like you're talking about in those moments, then you're taking it consciously and subconsciously, and that's different. Then you can learn from it, then you can question, then you can apply or not apply, reject, accept, all that. And that's hard to do. And the you know, the slippery slope of that kind of stuff is now that they've weaponized media. They've weaponized media and frequency and psychological messaging and 5D warfare through information. They can do things now because they know that most people in the States are plugged in and on the wheel, and they don't have that time to really like absorb and learn in that moment, because they're not present, because they're so distracted and busy and stressed, and that they focus on those subconscious frequency programming cues through all the media, podcasts. They're doing it in movies, they're doing it in sitcoms, they're doing it in everything now. Like, that's really having an influence subconsciously on people that they don't even realize, right?
100%.
Yeah, it's just interesting that that's a thing. Maybe it always was somehow. Maybe they've used sounds and bells and horns and flutes and music.
The TV was a game changer.
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah.
I mean, radio, were they doing it? I mean, radio, think about it.
Perhaps.
Like, radio is truly just the first, I don't know the first frequency, but broadcast frequencies.
Yeah.
That's really understanding that.
Yeah. A couple things come to mind. Number one, I really agree. The difference between how you can receive something when you're sort of listening to it while you're doing something else versus really tuning in with it is night and day. Mm-hmm. It's just night and day. I mean, you can, something that has the capacity, the potentiality to have absolutely profound impact on your consciousness and your life can mean almost nothing. Mm-hmm. If you're just listening to it in the background while you take a shower and change and get ready and cook and you know, or work or whatever, versus like if I'm stretching or if I'm laying in the grass, like in the sun, just listening to it,
right?
You know, or something like that. And then the other thing that you said that brought something up is, you know, I've been here so long, and this place is so conducive to that very free-flowing, relaxed lifestyle, where people don't make a ton of plans. the plans that do get made tend to be pretty last minute. You know, it's sort of like
and optional.
and optional. Yeah,
They're
exactly.
like they're not plans like we would. The word doesn't even have the same meaning
Right.
here than, you know, if we have a plan, there's a plan. Like, this is what we're doing. A plan here is more, well, I might do it. I might have this. I might show up. Even, you know, like
which
that.
has its downsides as well. Probably would drive a lot of people crazy, actually. But I love it. But yeah, but it's like, right. It's like if you're going to have dinner with someone, it might be like that afternoon that someone's like, hey, like, you want to grab a bite, you know, tonight or something. And or it could even just be like you're in the park and you run past them and like you just decide to go do it or whatever. But it's like, I've been in that sort of environment, and the culture is conducive to that here already. Like, just the Ecuadorian culture is very loose when it comes to plans, period, in general. Everyone kind of has just a different approach on those things where, like, the flow of life is like understood by everyone and takes precedent over times and dates and appointments and just very set things that
I think
are based
in rural
on
Ecuador, yes.
right, are based on a calendar or a clock. But even the culture in general, I mean, certainly was that way in Loja. I lived there for years. I mean, people would show up or they wouldn't, and it wasn't a big deal, you know. Like,
yeah, but it's also like,
I mean, they have a thing called La Hora Lojana, which is like Lojano time. Translates to Lojano time.
yeah, I just mean for people that haven't been here, again, just to kind of give people context on size of things, because that really kind of changes is one of the big changers of the dynamic that you're talking about, right? So, yeah, Loja, it's still like that, but Loja's what, 220,000 people? I mean, it's still small. Like Vilcabamba, 5,000, 6,000 people. Like this is like old school Southern Belle country bumpkin, you know, town. Loja is not a big city by any stretch of the imagination, right? So for people, you know, Ecuador, size of Colorado, right? It's not. It feels bigger because of the geography. Yeah, the topography. Yeah, but it's really not, man. There's the population centers, like the biggest population centers, Quito and Guayaquil, and they're way north, you know, mid and north, right? There's nothing. There's no major population center on here. Like Loja, a big city. The name of the frickin' province is 200,000, maybe with the sprawl 250, 220, you know, who knows, like somewhere in that range.
The province is probably like 250, 260, yeah, the whole province.
Right, which is wild, right? So people, you know, most people from the States have towns way bigger than that in a much closer proximity.
Oh, yeah,
right?
yeah, of course.
So I think that has something to do with the dynamic of...
Yeah, it has something to do with it, for sure. I wouldn't say that that's the main factor, but it's...
No, I don't think it's the main factor either.
It's part of it, for sure.
Yeah, I don't think it's the main factor either.
But the point I wanted to make is, like, I've been in that environment for so long that I've forgotten, like, I've lost touch with what it was like back home.
Yeah.
And the way people's lives are. And I get a taste of it occasionally when I'm trying to coordinate a time to talk with clients, with, like, folks that have contacted us who, you know, who, like, want to chat for whatever reason. And I like, for me, that's like the most easy, not big deal thing ever. Like, we'll jump on a quick call. Like, hey, what's up? You know, like, and you have a quick conversation. And then I'm like remembering a little bit what that was like as I'm listening to people be like, I'm catching the vibe, and also maybe I'm listening to the words if they're explaining in terms of what they've got going on in their lives and why it's such a challenge to, like, okay, like Tuesday at like 9:30 p.m. I could be available. And then I, like, you know, we're on a call and I'm realizing, like, they've got a window and then they've got something right after, and this is like, they've like scheduled this in and they're in the car and it's like they've parked and they're like having the call and, like, you know, and all kinds of different stuff. And I'm just remembering, like, oh yeah, the Western world, like where I'm from, obviously. Yeah, that's what it's like. And it just kind of goes back a little bit to the point also that you were making, just as far as, you know, how the system, quote unquote, you know, would love to distract us so much, to basically just keep us churning all the time, just keep us running around and busy and distracted and working and blah, 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 blah.
That's the Matrix, bro.
And that's the Matrix.
That's the Matrix.
And then, yeah, you don't, like you make this point a lot, but it's like, yeah, you don't have time necessarily for the self-reflection, for getting quiet so you can listen, so you can receive, versus just constantly just going in the eternal chase of something. And it's tough. Yeah, it's tough. And that's, again, like, for me, I always make this point when we talk about this, but like for me, I think one of the really perhaps underrated or underappreciated aspects of why that's different here is because of all of the aspects and of costs that are layered into society in the US and other places that just aren't here.
Right.
Where it's just all of the regulation and the taxes, the hidden taxes, the insurances, and all of those things, they create this endless, like, monthly nut you got to come up with just to, like, continue on the hamster wheel, like, just to not get kicked off the hamster wheel into the gutter type of thing. Right. You've got the, okay, I own my home, but wait, property taxes. Oh, I own my home. Oh, wait, homeowner's insurance. Oh, wait, I own my car. Oh, wait, car insurance. I have a job. Oh, wait, they're taking, all of this stuff, and then I got all my co-pays, and I got to make sure I keep my medical insurance, and I got to pay into this and pay into that. And then why is the cost of living so high? Well, there's many reasons, but one of them is that every business has all those costs too. So, like, when you pay your plumber, you're not just paying him for his skill set, like, you're paying him for the insurance he has to hold to not get sued. You're paying him for the 4,000 licenses he was required to get to be able to operate. You're paying him for the car insurance on his van. You're paying him for the, all the just layered and layered and layered costs. Home property taxes maybe being the most insidious one, but and it's like, and we just don't have any of that here. Like it's not that we don't have any, but I mean we probably have 2% of what that is back home. Again, homeowners insurance here, almost no one has it. Car insurance, almost no one has it. No businesses have insurances. Like, there's no such thing as
and it's a lot of that is, as you're describing,
most things aren't licensed here.
Legislation, regulatory based, or lack thereof. But I think another big factor is just the culture in society. It's in the States, we're such a litigious society, man.
Big time. No, that's a huge component.
That's where here it's not. People still file lawsuits. It's not like that doesn't happen.
Yeah, but for like reasons that like are real.
Right. There's not many frivolous lawsuits that you see or hear of.
And there's no extortion. There's no lawsuits that are filed for the purposes of extortion.
Right, which is common practice where we're from.
Like, literally. Like, if you're wealthy or you're a public figure,
it's a whole industry.
It's like part of your life.
Right.
People are going to sue me to try to get money.
Like, yeah, that's a thing, man. There's a lot of, all those things, and because right now we're in a time where media is so powerful still, not the traditional media that we grew up on, mainstream, but just media in general with social media. They're weaponizing it, man. They're really driving wedges between people even further, man, like in the West, in the United States. And like, I want to, I think there's two things I want to get to. One is they're driving people out of the States. Like, I just saw this article.
Well, driving them out and trying to keep them in at the same time.
Well, it's weird.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, it's a strange.
It's really actually that.
Yeah, it's a strange thing. Like, they're making you crazy. They're like forcing you to be crazy, like to really like intuitively know that I need something different. I want something different. This isn't right, and knowing that. Yeah. But then like making you think, no, that's not right. That's too hard. That's not what it's supposed to be. Lying, propagate. Like. That, and then you're like, I'm not, like they're making people crazy. But I saw this article this interview, Paul Wilches, who
the shipping agent.
Shipping agent, the shipping containers. He says it seems that Trump has increased my business. I've been getting a lot of calls from the United States. So he said he's seeing a huge increase in interest in Cuenca particularly.
Yep.
So I thought that was interesting. But here's the question I have for you. So we're getting a bunch of divide, right? There's a bunch of divide. There's weaponized rhetoric. Again, we've talked about this before, where the gloves have come off on the pomp and circumstance of public discourse.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, like it used to be the gloves came off.
Oh, Fernando.
Oh. Yeah, I think that's our audio too. We need to check the audio. Are we good?
I don't know.
Well, you should ask. Yeah, so, yeah, the gloves have come off on public discourse, right?
Yep.
And in the hyperbolic rhetoric or weaponized or angry words or whatever,
Yeah.
the pomp and circumstance is now off. And I think it's been off for a long time on the keyboard in chat rooms and Facebook.
Yeah, for at least a decade or
That's
more,
been
yeah.
gone for a long time with keyboard warriors. But
Yeah.
now it's off in the spoken word on the highest political levels, right? And I think Trump is the one that really took that to the next level by taking the gloves off and just saying what he thinks and saying things that aren't necessarily respectful all the time, where in a situation would historically, you know, require the most utmost respect. You know, not that I care. Like I don't even care. I kind of enjoy it, to be honest. But we're now at a, you know, we're now all these years later where many politicians talk like that. Now it's like normalizing that it's okay to talk nasty. It's okay to, you know, to say things that way. Like it's just becoming normal to do that. And I think that's giving people, because these folks that we talked about, most people are on that wheel, grinding to meet their insurance payments, their car payments, their food is going up, their job, you know, their raises aren't as big, you know, their costs to borrow are never, you know, in line, you know, they're going into debt, they're keeping up with the Joneses, they're living the Instagram life, they're doing all that and stressed and have no time and have, you know, then the bit of time they have is already weaponized because they're on Facebook, they're on social media, and it's just F you, F you, F you, I'm right, you're wrong, I don't care what you say, I don't care what you say, I don't care if we're friends, I don't care if you're my mother, you know, you're dead to me, you know, like what, like that's where it's at, right?
Yeah.
So there's all this divide, and then people are like losing their minds, I think, like literally losing their minds. They've already maybe lost themselves or haven't found them, reconnected. Now they're losing their minds, man.
Yeah.
And people are leaving, people are fighting, people are doing crazy things. And then I see this tweet. Well, it's a tweet that I saw that, so I follow this one account that republishes everything Trump publishes on Truth Social.
Okay.
Okay, this is one that kind of intrigues me, and I want to hear what you think about this because I don't know what I think yet.
Okay.
All right, so I'm going to read it to you. It's quite interesting because you know how he speaks like in code sometimes and highlights things and misspells things and capitalizes things, and you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
So
and there's a lot. That part is really interesting.
Okay, so I'm going to read this to you. I'll call out if there's any notations that you need to be aware of, but I need you to be present.
Okay.
So that means stop on your computer
Okay. I'm gonna
because
try.
you're not paying attention.
I'm gonna try.
Okay.
I'm gonna lower the screen.
Good. All right. The radical left Democrats, all capitalized, the first letter, the radical left Democrats, all those start with capital letters, have hit pay dirt again, exclamation point. Just like with the, all caps, fake and fully discredited Steele dossier, the lying 51, quote, intelligence agents, the laptop from hell, which the Dems swore had come from Russia,
Yep.
parentheses, no, it came from Hunter Biden's bathroom, exclamation point, end parentheses, and even the Russia scam itself, a totally fake and made up story used in order to hide crooked Hillary Clinton's big loss in the 2016 presidential elections. These scams, this is still all one sentence, comma, these scams and hoaxes are all the Democrats are good at. Dash. It's all they have. Dash. They are no good at governing, no good at policy, and no good at picking winning candidates. Okay. Now this is where it gets so that like, okay, we've heard him say stuff like that before.
Like
Nothing.
every day.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Here's where it gets interesting. The fact that he led with this for me, and then transitions to this. This is where I want your opinion here. Also, unlike Republicans, they stick together like glue. Their new scam, all caps, is what we will forever call, drumroll please, the Jeffrey Epstein hoax. And my past, all quotes, supporters have bought into this, quote, hook, line, and sinker. They haven't learned their lesson and probably never will, even after being conned by the lunatic left for 8 long years. I have had more success in 6 months than perhaps any president in our country's history. And all these people want to talk about, with strong prodding by their fake news and the success-starved Dems, is the Jeffrey Epstein hoax. Let these weaklings continue forward and do the Democrats' work. Don't even think about talking of our incredible and unprecedented successes, because I don't want their support anymore. Thank you for your attention to this matter. Make America great again.
I don't want their support anymore.
Right. So
yeah, he's really pissing off a lot of people.
So it's entertaining, like in many ways,
Yeah.
right? From my perspective, because that's where I see like, he's playing a role, and he's entertaining at it, and he's maybe the world's greatest troll.
Right.
From a skill perspective. But the interesting part to me, do you know what I'm talking about?
I mean, what?
Like,
No.
Why would he frame the Jeffrey
as a
Jeffrey Epstein hoax?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I have no idea.
You know, like doesn't that like that's interesting to me? It is
interesting.
Right?
I'm sure it has people buzzing, yeah. It is interesting. I saw a photo today or yesterday probably. They took like a picture of some guy walking the street at 3 a.m. in Thailand, and they were like, I don't know, is it just me or is this a guy who allegedly hung himself?
No kidding.
It looks just like him. I
That's
mean,
funny.
it looks just like him.
Yeah. You're seeing stuff like, oh, they have the timestamps. There's like, I don't know what the appropriate vernacular is for video editing and all that stuff, but
Yeah.
artifacts and time, whatever stuff that they're, without a shadow of a doubt, the Epstein cell tapes we've seen are edited and
Yeah.
spliced and blah blah blah, different times missing and
Yeah, all that shit.
so all that stuff. Like, again, experts. That's not my expertise.
No, it's really interesting. The Epstein thing is super interesting because we'll see how that all plays out. Because I think the rift between Trump and Elon is fake. Like, I think it's fake.
Yeah.
And so I think, like, partially Elon's job within the scheme of things is to keep the Epstein stuff very much alive. And that's done knowingly, that's coordinated in my view.
Interesting.
And so this adds another layer that you just
Right.
shared.
Yeah.
Because I think they're not ready for that yet because of the impact it would have on everything. So I think they've decided to play it a different way, but we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like at the very least between Epstein and Puff Daddy that there's a whole bunch of blackmail assets
Yeah.
that are in different hands now.
Yeah, and there's a lot of speculation about that. Yeah, it's interesting.
Right. Yeah, I don't know what it means either, but
Right.
I just thought it was interesting to wear, because he could have just put the post.
I mean, a lot of his stuff is very cryptic like that.
Yeah,
a lot
it's just
of
so weird. Like, none of that really kind of, I mean, other than making the case about, like, to me, it was really premeditated in like, hey, you all really believe these are hoaxes. I need you, this is the same. This is a hoax. Like, why? Like,
Right.
that doesn't seem like,
It doesn't add up at all.
Right.
Yeah, like at all.
I feel like
Especially Reminds me a lot of the Operation Warp Speed stuff where the tune changed very dramatically.
Change, right?
You know, because it's like people in his own I mean, he said, I watched the interview in the during the campaign. They were like, if you're elected, will you release the JFK and the Epstein files?
Yeah.
And first he just said yes to both, and then he sort of like recalibrated, and he goes, well, definitely the JFK, Epstein ones. I think, you know, I don't remember what he said, but he didn't unequivocally just say yes.
Right.
But then, you know, you had Pam Bondi talking about it, saying like it's on my desk.
Yeah.
And then you had, you know,
And
you
what
had
they
Cash
released,
Patel and
all
Dan
the fake-
Bongino talking about the Epstein stuff pretty heavily, and then all of a sudden, like, the whole tune just changed.
Right.
So
It seemed like that came. It seemed like, at least on the stuff that I paid attention to, that somehow emanated from Pam Bondi's. Like her office kind of changed the narrative, whether that was planned that way or she
Right.
independently went off that, which I'm not sure I believe there's any independence in any of this anymore. But it seemed like that kind of started to change because it wasn't really coming from Bongino or Cash Patel first. And then all of a sudden, next thing you know, it came
they're
out
having
of
that weird interview.
yeah, like what? Yeah, it's weird stuff, man. Weird stuff.
It is weird. I mean, it's like everything on Earth right now. It's as above, so below. It's all the same. It's very, very interesting. All right, you ready?
Let's do it.
Do it. All right.
Whoa. Say my name, say my name.
Are we going 90s R&B or?
No one is around.
Yeah, we
you.
are going
Say,
90s,
baby, I
I don't know.
love you if you ain't running game.
Destiny's Child? Or
Say my name, say my name.
You're bringing me back. It's like, I'm like probably what, 15? Something like that? Is that old, or am I missing that up?
Yeah, I mean,
Is that like early?
Is that? Yeah, probably.
Let's see.
Probably, yeah.
Say My Name, song, year. 99, so I was 17.
17, okay.
I pretty much knew.
Yeah, so you fast forward 30 years and Beyonce's falling out of, you know, what are they, convertibles, you know,
Did
at
she
a
fall out of
perform.
a convertible?
Why didn't they? Wasn't that her?
I don't know anything about
I saw a clip that was like, she's like in some stadium concert and they have a convertible like raised up going around or dropping down or whatever, and then two of the things broke and the car's like this and she's like, put it down, but you know, or I think it was her, maybe it wasn't. It was an R&B artist that may or may not go by the name Beyonce.
Yeah.
Knowles.
that. Talk about weird, bro. Oh my
Yeah,
God.
yeah. And how is he staying out of it?
Well, right. Right.
Right? How? Like, how is his name, like, kind of very, very infrequently mentioned with any of this stuff?
Yeah, exactly.
Was that a fake out start or what?
Yeah, pretty much. Give me 1 second.
Okay.
I apologize.
I accept your apology.
Thanks.
You're welcome. Yeah?
1 second.
Nice. Take your time.
Thanks.
Pura vida.
All right. Hello and welcome back to the Ecuador Insider Podcast. Jesse, Brandon, pleased to be with you.
Hey guys, we're here in Vilcabamba with the Abundant Living team. To learn more about our next retreat, click the link in the description down below. From
our family to yours, welcome to Vilcabamba.